Are you looking for a way to generate insurance leads without leaving your home? I'm going to show you an unconventional but effective method of generating almost an unlimited supply of high quality leads from the comfort of your own home. I've been in the insurance business for over 20 years, and in that time, I've seen many changes in how we generate leads. But there's one thing that seems to remain consistent, and that's that sometimes the most successful agents are the ones who use unconventional methods. So I'm going to show you how to do something different that works incredibly well when it comes to generating leads. It's all about answering questions. So before we get started, I gotta give a big shout out to Jenny. Jenny left a comment on our YouTube channel that asked, can insurance agents and brokers generate leads from home, or do you have to go out and knock on doors? The answer, Jenny, I am excited to say is absolutely not. You can absolutely generate leads from your own home. So there's several ways to do this. The first thing that I'm going to talk about, and a big one, is answer questions that have already been posted in community forums. Now, I'm going to talk a lot about one called Nextdoor, but there's other ways to do it. Nextdoor, Facebook, Quora, LinkedIn, basically anywhere that people are asking questions in a forum type setting, right? So you've got people asking questions and then people answering questions. Now, if you haven't heard of Nextdoor, go to nextdoor.com and register. You do have to enter where you live because it groups you in with your local community so that when people are asking for a restaurant recommendation or asking for help because their dog ran away and they need you to find the dog, you've got to be somewhere close by. So there's lots of Nextdoor communities. I have an agent a personalized agent, who probably, I would say, close to 25 to maybe even 50% of her new business leads are coming from Nextdoor and Facebook. And what she's doing is going on Nextdoor and Facebook and listening for questions that people are asking about insurance. So let's jump into Nextdoor. What I've done is I've typed in just something simple like home insurance. So she might come in here every day and type in things like home insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, insurance help, insurance agent, things like that, right? Search terms that are going to pop up things like this. So this first one, somebody's saying, hey, I'm switching our auto and home insurance. Allstate's a candidate, but they have kind of a lousy reputation. Has anybody had experience with them, especially the claims process? Now, note, they didn't specifically ask for recommendations, but it's kind of implied that maybe Allstate's not going to be the right place for me. So just tell me what you got. So people are coming in here and answering, and you can see I'm scrolling down. There's tons of replies, right? And look, there's 55 more comments that I could sit here and load. Now, what my agent does, and she's had tremendous success with, is she'll come in here and answer these questions that people are asking in a very non-salesy way. So she's just simply answering the question. She's offering herself as a resource. She might say, hey, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me at, put my email address, put her phone number, but not doing it in a salesy way, just being helpful, right? You're just trying to be helpful. So if I go into some of these other tabs that I've opened, again, I just use the search term home insurance. Has anyone recently relocated to Georgia and found reasonable auto insurance rates, right? Great place to inject yourself into the conversation. Look, 45 more comments I could load here. Geico surprise. This is one of my favorites. When I looked at the results, somebody got a 45% increase, right? Ouch. So there's pain points, and you've got lots of discussion happening around that. Now, this could also happen in Facebook. I think you get a lot more bang for your buck personally on Nextdoor, but she does both. And you can see if I scroll down here, there is an agent that answered the question and said, hey, I've worked with 13 different auto insurance companies, or I work with 30 different auto insurance companies and homeowner companies. Give me a call, right? And I had this pulled up before where you could actually see that people were recommending her. Now, Here's a pro tip, okay? Instead of just you coming in here and answering the questions, what would it look like if next time, instead of asking a new client that you just wrote to rate you on Google or Facebook to leave you a review, ask them if they're on Nextdoor. And if they say yes, ask them if they'd be willing to make a post and say, hey, if anybody's looking for a great insurance agent, it's the same thing that they would put in a Google review.
Hey, I love working with so-and-so because they're doing a fantastic job here. They got me 3 fantastic quotes. I chose this one.
Yada, yada, right? So they can put that in Nextdoor on your behalf. You didn't do a thing, and they put your contact information. Well, that's actually what's happened with one post in particular that her client made, rather, on her behalf. And that was made maybe 4 or 5 years ago. She is still getting people reaching out to her because of that post, because once people post stuff on here, it lives there forever, right? So if you start asking your clients to review you on Nextdoor, give you a shout out there, you could have multiple instances where you have people recommending you, and that's going to stay there forever. And you're going to have tons of comments here from people. I would also recommend that you just look every day, do those search terms that I mentioned. Offer yourself as a resource. Don't sound salesy. Answer the question. By the way, before I move any further, there's a video that I put out called How to Make More Money as a Remote Insurance Agent in 2023. Now, it's not 2023 when you're watching this. I guarantee you it is still relevant because I used, hardcore principles that last the test of time when making this video. So check that out on YouTube when you get a chance. All right. The next thing is start a conversation in forums that prompt more questions. Now, this is similar to having your clients go do it for you, but in this case, you would be doing it. So you might ask something like, hey,
who else has seen their auto insurance rates increase 20% or more this past renewal?
Right? You're going to get a lot of people answering that question, popping off, getting frustrated, and then you can reinsert yourself into the conversation and say, if anybody needs help, I'm happy to give you an unbiased review of your insurance. Here's how you can contact me. We are seeing a ton of rate increases. You might even go further and say, here's why we're seeing rate increases, right? Educating the audience will make them think of you as a quote unquote expert, right? So providing value before you're even asking for anything in return. I talk about that a lot, I know, but it's true. Another question you might ask, who else has had a bad claims experience with Geico or Progressive or something like that? And just watch the comments roll in, and then at the appropriate time, insert yourself into the conversation, and you'd be surprised. I'm telling you, this agent is my top personal lines agent, and this is how a vast majority of her new business is coming to her. So I'm telling you, it works. By the way, something else that works for us in our agency, got to give a big shout out to ePay Policy. If you're an insurance agent and you're looking for a faster way for your clients to pay you, especially on agency billed items, you might be doing a lot of commercial lines that's agency billed. ePay Policy is the simplest solution for insurance agents to collect credit card and ACH payments. Literally all you do is send them a link to a page where they can choose ACH or credit card to pay that particular policy premium. And you're going to reduce your age receivables collection time, guarantee it. You're going to wow your customers, guarantee it. And you're going to get paid faster. That's the key. So the last way in terms of answering questions that you can really take this to another level is take the questions and some of the answers that you're getting from these community forums and post them on social media in original content that you create. So, for instance, you might get the same question over and over again, like, why are insurance rates going up so quickly right now? Or what happens if my neighbor's tree falls on my house? Whatever it is, questions that you're getting asked repeatedly, take those and create your own original content. The 2 places that I would recommend doing that, or the 2 formats, would be video, because that's what really starts showing up in people's feeds and gets people's attention if you're comfortable with that, or blogs, okay? And then I would share those on especially Facebook, especially LinkedIn. For me, those are the two places where we get the most bang for our buck. So just think about those questions that you're continuously getting and answer those in a blog or a video format that would be, again, providing value to your audience. And when they see you showing up in your feed more and more because you're answering more questions, they're going to look to you as that authority for insurance. The next time they have an issue or their rates are going up, who are they going to think of? You, because you keep showing up in their feed. All right. So what's next? Like I said, check out that video on YouTube called How to Make More Money as a Remote Agent in 2023. There's also a great playlist I created called Lead Generation for Insurance Agents. So if that's something that you want more of just like this, there's a ton of videos in there. Also, I would recommend, if you are a remote agent or you want to be a remote insurance agent, go to agentsgrowthacademy.com/remote agent checklist. And you can use the checklist that you'll download there to land your next job as a remote insurance agent. Hey, if this was useful, please share it with somebody else that you think could find value in it. And until next time, grow big or go home.